Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, creator of Animation Look Back and Animats Reviews, and welcome back to another update vlog. Now, for this one right here, this is not going to be about what's going to be coming up in the future. This is going to be more updates about what I have done so far. So, mostly because what's going to be coming up, well, it's going to be pretty obvious for you and me. What I am saying is pretty much what's going to be coming up is just more animation look back from what I've seen so far. Of course, there will be the reviews and stuff like that, but the main thing is more animation look back. Now, as you guys may know, I have released the first part of Animation Look Back, the Best of Stop Motion, which is the first stop motion films that uses the medium. A lot of you guys have responded greatly to it. I saw that you guys really do like it, and I really do appreciate that. A lot of hard work has been put into it, and what I could say is that there are more great parts to come, and the more videos I will release, the more popular they will become. The downside is that, you know, the major ones like Tim Burton and Henry Selick, they'll be a little bit later, but eventually you'll see there's still great stuff coming up. So just keep your eyes out. And I know that part 2 hasn't been released for a while. Like, it's been a little while since I've released part 1. But I will say that I am working on part 2 right now. Like, I am just starting on it. The reason why part 2 hasn't been out yet is mostly because I was working on another project, which is a pretty big one. And I had to do it right now because of the timing. And this is actually a new top 10. And this is actually a pretty big one. I'm not saying pretty big as in like the top 10 other Disney villains last year, where the production is actually really big and I really went all out with the list. I mean, this is going to be big mostly because this is in honor of the 5th anniversary of Electric Dragon Productions and Animation Look Back and, well, my video making career. This is pretty much my top 10 favorite films made by Walt Disney Animation Studios. Now, this is pretty much a top 10 list, and I go one at a time, like one number per video, where I look into my favorite animated films made by Disney and why I like them. Now, one thing I want to mention that I didn't make it a little bit clear in the other video, on that video, is that it's only the ones made by Walt Disney Animation Studios. The ones distributed by Disney does not really count, like The Nightmare Before Christmas or the Pixar films or anything like that. So yeah. It's on right now on Blip as I'm recording this, and it will be coming up on YouTube. Well, depending on when you're watching this video right now, it could be up right now, but anyways, the videos on YouTube will start on October 16th, which is the official 5th anniversary, and it will go on until October 25th, when I will reveal the number 1 in there. But if you guys want to know early on what it is, all you have to do is just go check them out on Blip. Well, that is if your servers can, or something like that. I know that Blip has a lot of technical difficulties more than YouTube, but if you're able, or if you're patient. But anyway, so yeah, this is just to say I have the top 10 favorite films by Disney. You could go check it out on Blip, or you can wait until it's up on YouTube. And that was pretty much the reason why the next part of Animation Look Back is a little bit delayed. So keep your eyes out on that. The next thing that I want to talk about is actually... excuse me. Now, the next thing that I want to talk about is actually Patreon. Now, I know you guys think that, like, you know, Patreon, I keep mentioning it all the time on my videos, and even at one point, someone actually did the big classic review pledge, which resulted in my Legend of the Titanic review. So, but the one thing I want to mention is that with the rewards that I offer, I'll admit they're not really that great, so what I decided to do is to improve on them. So I kind of reestablished my Patreon so that you guys can get more rewards, and the more you pledge, the better they get. So I actually have the full list right here. There are some changes, there are some improvements, there are some price reductions. You'll see as we go along. So what I want to mention is that if you pledge $2 or more, you'll be able to have early access to my videos one day before I actually post them on Blip. So if you want to see my videos before anyone else, all you have to do is just go on my Patreon. And that is the first thing, so no matter what. Like, if you decide to pledge, that'll be the reward you will get no matter how much you will. At least it's $2 or more. The next thing is $5. If you pledge $5 or more per month, you will have that, and you'll have access to exclusive weekly vlogs. So every week during Saturday evening, I would go post an update vlog regarding like my updates. So instead of waiting for these videos bi-monthly, you can go on Patreon and you'll have access to them weekly. Plus the fact that at the end of those vlogs, I talk about like a bit of animation news and my thoughts on them. Or I talk about, like, I do a little review on any kind of film I've seen, like a live action film or anything of that sort. Yeah, something like that. Just a little example, one of the recent Patreon vlogs that I've done, I've actually talked a bit about my thoughts on the new Super Smash Bros. Game for the 3DS. But moving along now, if you pledge $10 or more per month, you'll be able to get all those things, plus you will get credits at the end of my videos. So at the end of my Animats reviews, Animats classic reviews, my top 10s, or animation look back, you'll be able to see your name at the end of in the credits. So if you guys would like to see your name on my videos, that would be your chance. $20 or more per month, you'll be able to get all that, and you'll get a sketch drawing personally done by me. So you ask me what I can draw you, and I'll do it in sketch form. If you pledge $30 a month, you will get all that, but instead of a sketch drawing, you will get a Photoshop drawing. So instead of just getting a sketch of whatever you want, you will get a Photoshop drawing of whatever you want, which will be the same as the sketch, but now it's with colors and shading and ink and all that kind of stuff. So it's like a major upgrade. $50 or more, you will get all that, and you will get an exclusive t-shirt you cannot get anywhere else, not even on my gift shop. The design will be this one. All I ask is your shipping address, your the color you want, and the size. That's all I ask from you guys. Like, well, for the t-shirt. I'll also ask for the commission, but that's another thing. And finally, if you pledge $75 a month, you will get all that, and you will get the infamous request that I will immediately do for the next classic reviews. So yeah, this is pretty much all that, and so that's pretty much all the rewards. As you can tell, there are some that I have improved upon, and there are some that I have, well, reducted. So if you guys would like to go and support my work, all you have to do is go to patreon.com/animat, and yeah, you can go and support my work, help me out, and also get some great rewards at the same time. So anyways, that'll pretty much be it for my updates. It's time to move on to the Q&A. Now, for those of you who don't know, the Q&A is pretty much what you expect. I go answer questions coming from my Facebook page, Twitter account, or whatever comments I would find on, like, in whatever video, like on my YouTube channel or like in these kinds of videos. And I just want to mention, if your question doesn't get answered here, well, better luck next time. You can always ask again. But considering it is the 5th anniversary of my video making career, I decided to do something special. Instead of answering 5 questions, I will answer 10 of them. So double the chances of your question that could get answered. We'll see. And the first one that I want to mention is that one of my old rewards for Patreon is that if you pledge $20 or more, you will get your question immediately answered in my update vlogs like this. I decided to take it out because it's not that much, but there is one question, one person, she will be the last one who will get it, and this will come from Amanda Bunn, and she asks, what is your favorite animated Christmas special? Well, if we don't count the movies, I will say that my favorite Christmas special would be Mickey's Christmas Carol. Because at this point, everyone knows the story of A Christmas Carol with Scrooge and the Three Ghosts of Christmas and whatever. But this is a 30-minute special that keeps it really short and really sweet. And it still keeps the heart of it, and it still maintains the main ideas of what the Christmas Carol is all about. That, and also, it is perfectly casted. It's not like the really predictable things. Well, there are some predictable ones, like, but it's not like, oh, Donald Duck is Scrooge and Mickey and Goofy are like some of the Ghost of Christmas or whatever. No, like, they actually picked even some obscure Disney characters and they perfectly casted. Rather it be like Scrooge as, well, Scrooge, Jiminy Cricket as the Ghost of Christmas Past, Willie the Giant from Fun and Fancy Free as Ghost of Christmas Present, or even Rat and Mole from Mr. Toad as well, the money collectors for the poor. You know, it's actually funny. I think Rat and Mole are actually more popular there than they are in Mr. Toad. At least that's what I think, because, like, whenever the holiday season comes around, like, Mickey's Christmas Carol has gone booming. So, yeah, for that, I would definitely go with Mickey's Christmas Carol. Although I will say I am more of a movie person than I am a Christmas special person. Like, me and my family would always go watch something like Muppets Christmas Carol or Elf or, what is another holiday? Well, you know, movies like that. Or, oh yeah, another one, oh yeah, well, my family hasn't started watching yet, but, like, Arthur Christmas is another great Christmas movie. You guys got, like, if you haven't seen it, the holiday season is coming out, so you definitely gotta go check out Arthur Christmas. Such a great film. So yeah, that answers that question. But now it's time, let's go for the randoming, so let's go for the big randoms. And this one will come from Nicole Blue asks, will you ever do a countdown of the worst or least awful Disney sequels and prequels? If not, can you discuss your opinions on any of them that comes in mind? Okay, when it comes, like, the worst or least awful, obviously, that sounds like what the nostalgia chick has already done. Like, she already did the worst and, like, the least awful. That's how she puts it. If anything, I wouldn't really do that. Like, maybe in the future, I'll do just the worst animated sequels. Since I've already done, like, the best animated sequels, I've already got some requests in order to do the worst animated sequels. And I've already got a few in mind, because I've already seen some really bad animated sequels that I've done for my reviews. But yeah. As for the Disney sequels, well, I don't know. We'll just have to... Wait, she also asked my opinion on any of them. Well, I will say that, like, there are some bad ones, but there are some good ones. Like, almost half of my top 10 best animated sequels are, or maybe more than half even, are, like, some pretty good ones. You know, of course, you got, like, Fantasia 2000 and Rescuers Down Under and Toy Story 3, but, like, even the ones made, like, by Disney Toons, who usually makes the Disney sequels, some, like, The Lion King 2, or even The Lion King 1.5, or Aladdin King of Thieves. Those are actually pretty good sequels. Despite the lower animation quality, they're actually not that bad, I'll admit. So, yeah. But when they're bad, I will say when they're bad, they're really bad. So, yeah, don't expect a worst Disney sequel list. There's better chances that I will do a worst animated sequels list. Moving on now to the next one, we got. Wait. This comes from Miss Mew Ringo. Or Renita Chan, or Rin, or Dark Shady Girl. Okay, well, okay, you know what? Okay, no, I'm gonna go with Renita Chan. Okay, Renita Chan asks, does she have? I wanted to know if you ever done any collabs or reviews or anything else. Oh, like if I've done anything else. Well, I will admit it is pretty rare that I've done like other collaborations, but it did happen. Of course, there was my first one that I've ever done with Huey Toonmore of Huey's Animated Reviews with Scary Godmother. I have done some artwork for James Sullivan, also known as Jaime Tude, for From Pages to Pictures. I used to do like the full drawings, but now I just do the coloring and the shading, with Mike Dutton doing the line work. And there's also recently Joey Tedesco of Cartoon Palooza when I did some cameos for what else? The Cloudy 2 review, and even a little cameo for Hotel Transylvania. If you guys don't know Cartoon Palooza, another great guy. Great, you know, really nice reviews. Like, they're short and into the point, less than 10 minutes. So if you guys want to go see him, I'll put his YouTube channel on the link below. So if you like my show, then there's a good chance you'll also like his work as well. So yeah, and as for any future ones, I don't know specifically for my videos, but you know, if there's anybody, well, I'm not gonna say anybody, but if I do get the chance that someone I know would ask me to do like a collaboration review or something like that, I'd be down to it, you know, like to help them out, like whether it be for a cameo or for or to do like a co-review or something around those lines. Like, I'd be down to do it. Oh, there's another one I remember I did. Oh, this is actually one of my favorite ones that I actually helped out. Was for another YouTuber named Ryan Hip. I helped him out trying to do a complete reenactment of the trailer of Thumbelina, and also there's a lot of other great reviewers who were there as well, including Spazmaster, Some Jerk with a Camera, the Horror Guru, Count Jacula. It's a great video. There's even a cameo, believe it or not, of Zorak. If you guys watch like Space Ghost, Coast to Coast, or The Brack Show, it's actually the guy who did Zorak actually did a cameo in that video. It's actually really, really awesome. So, and that's another video you really gotta check out. It'll look stupid, but if you're into like the YouTube poops and stuff like that, definitely check out Ryan Hip. And also, great guy in general, also. So, yeah. That answers that question, so let me move on to something else, which would be something right here. And this comes from, YouTuber Jose Salcido. Jose Salcido, yes. Okay. Have you ever played Yu-Gi-Oh! Or at least watched the show before? Yes and yes. If you guys remember back in my early videos, you will notice that on the side, like, I would have, like, this one cabinet, and it's filled with some of my Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff, like, all my Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards, and decks, and playmats, and all that stuff. Like, I used to expose that. But now it's in a different side where the camera wouldn't see, but, I definitely do play Yu-Gi-Oh! I still play it to this day. I wouldn't say I'm, like, major competitive, but I do play often from time to time, and sometimes I would go, competitive. So yeah, I definitely do play Yu-Gi-Oh! And, as for the show, I definitely did watch the first series of Yu-Gi-Oh! With Yugi, Joey, Taya, and Tristan. And I gotta say, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of my favorite shows of all times. It's just so intense, so awesome. It's just it's just a really awesome show. I didn't really get into GX that much, and I haven't seen any of the later ones. Like, I haven't seen 5D or Zexal, or I know there's going to be a 5th one coming up because of now Pendulum Monsters are going to be a thing. But yeah, I like, the first show will always be in my heart, and a lot of people have asked me this question, but. Yes, I think I have, do I have it here? Yes, I have it here. I even like the movie, which I guess I can consider this, the film that I like that somehow everyone else hates, because a lot of people really want to know that, but I like the show, so I like this as well. It's really awesome. I play the games, so yeah, like... Although I will admit, with Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie, you have to watch the show in order to understand anything. If not, then you're just completely... Like, everything will just fly over your head. But yeah, I gotta say, yes, I am a fan. I love watching the show. I love watching the first series, at least. And I love watching... I still play the games. And for those of you who want to know, I've just started watching Yu-Gi-Oh! The Abridged series. Oh my god, it's one of the most hilarious things I've seen, I gotta admit. It's a little bit like Ed Wood, where it celebrates and makes fun of the subject matter. So, let's move on to another question, which will come from, on Twitter, at Mr. Sparkles. And he asks, what are your thoughts on the Inside Out trailer? Okay, well, let me start off by saying it's really interesting how they start out showing the different emotions that all the characters from previous Pixar films have gone through. It really is interesting. And then when you actually see, like, what the movie has to offer, yeah, this is gonna look really interesting. This is a completely original film. This is something unlike any other. And I think this is gonna be like Pixar's comeback after like so many years. And also, even the animation is interesting, and it really, really is nice to finally see like cartoony animation in computer animation done right for once. Like, after seeing like all those bad films, like trying to really push that cartoony style. You guys know very well which ones I'm talking about. Like, it's finally good, at least someone who knows exactly how to do it right, and it's actually done by real animators. And but the one thing I really gotta say is that I'm really interested in Fear for some reason, because somehow he doesn't look 3D. He looks completely 2D animated. Just from his design and the fact, like, we don't see him in any other angles, he looks like a 2D animated character, like, perfectly. Like, it really is interesting to look at the guy, and I'm really sure that there's going to be a lot of characters that will be highly memorable and just completely lovable. So, I can't wait to see Inside Out. It's going to be one of my most anticipated animated films of 2015, so can't wait to check that out. Just want to see how many do we have left. Okay, we're halfway there, so let's get moving to more. Let's see, we're going to go with this one right here from YouTuber KoopaDude1. And he asked, oh, well, is there any movie that you like that everyone else hates? Yeah, I just said Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie. What do you know? Yeah, definitely Yu-Gi-Oh! The movie I really do like. Like, if you look at Rotten Tomatoes, it's got, like, 0 out of 10. Like, no one likes it. But, like I said, you gotta like the show. But, you gotta like the show in order to like the movie. But, if there's anything else, like, as for the rest, I wouldn't say, like, I legitimately like them. It's not a case like Mr. Coat where I like so many films that no one else does. This is more like the rest would be like guilty pleasures. I'll admit Thumbelina is actually one of them. I grew up watching Thumbelina, so it's a part of my childhood. I know the problems. It's right there. I know it's a bad movie, but I cannot hate it. It's because it's a part of my childhood. I cannot hate it. And then, what else? Oh, this is real. Honestly, oh, this is an embarrassing one. I actually, another guilty pleasure of mine is actually The Master of Disguise. It's just, I know there's a lot of really horrible actors. The plot is pretty stupid, but it's really, Dana Carvey and, Brent Singer, I think his name, the guy who played Devlin Bowman, and Pistachio's grandfather. They really make this movie. They just make this funny. It really, like, it's just really that enjoyable. Plus the fact that I was 10 when I first saw the movie, so it's another part of my childhood right there. So, yeah, that, like, I have a few, like, I don't really have, like, much of, I legitimately, like, I think is good that everyone else doesn't. It's more of a case of guilty pleasures. So let's move on to another one. And, okay, there we go. Now moving on to the next. This comes from MoKillerX, at MoKillerX from Twitter, and he asked, if I may ask, why is your accent so English-Canadian, like if you're from Quebec, with a face that, with like an emoji that does like, I don't know why I was with that emoji, but, well, that's because I am. And, like, anybody who has seen my videos, or like, who do know me, know very well that I live in Montreal, which is from Quebec, which is from Canada. So I guess that can explain why I have an English Canadian accent like I'm from Quebec. Also, I want to mention, since I am from Montreal, oui, je suis parfaitement bilingue, donc je peux parler en français aussi. Ça se peut expliquer aussi comment, comme dans mes émissions comme Animation Look Back, quand je dis des mots en français et quand je les dis, je le fais avec un accent en français comme The Tale of the Fox, je le dis comme le roman de renard. J'ai pensé à un moment que c'est le royaume de renard. Mais oui, je peux parler en français aussi. So yeah, okay, anybody, I just want to ask, anybody understood what I said? I'll actually be kind of surprised that if some of you do, but it's gonna be funny to see a lot of confused YouTubers going, what the fridge did he say? What's going on? Captions, what did he say? Okay, no, but yeah, so yeah, I am from Montreal, I am from Quebec, I am from Canada. I have an English Canadian accent. What you gonna do about it? Okay, so moving on to another one, which will come from, and this will come from, Blake Cox, from YouTube, and he asked, hi, I am a fan of you. Thanks, dude. And want to know what's your opinion on animated movies this year so far? Well, I will say this. It's not as good as 2012, where we got, like, a great animated films over and over. And even the bad ones, they're not really that, like, they're bad, but not really that bad. But but 2014 is definitely better than 2013. We don't have as much really bad films. Like, we got 5 in a row. Like, sure, we do have stuff like The Nut Job and Legend of Oz that really left a stain in 2014. But, like, there are a lot of decently good ones, like, on average. Like, Mr. Peabody and Sherman, The Box Trolls, The Lego Movie. And then we still have some really, really good ones, like, How to Train Your Dragon 2. That was amazingly good. Like, even for me, who wasn't that much of a fan of the first one, and was so blown away by How to Train Your Dragon 2, like, that's just amazing. So, yeah, I gotta say, we have some really, like, on average, we got some pretty decently good and enjoyable animated films this year. in contrast to 2013, where, like, we only had, like, at the most, Frozen and Despicable Me 2 that are the only memorable ones, while everything else was practically a piece of crap. Like, practically, even some of them are, like, the worst of the decade. But, yeah. Definitely 2014. Not the best year, but definitely better than last year. Okay, got 2 more, and this one will come from, on Twitter, Nick Douglas, and he asked, what do you think of the return of Bionicle? I just recently heard it. I'm actually really excited, but a little bit worried for my wallet at the same time. No, but honestly, yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see the comeback of Bionicles. I don't know how far they're gonna go with it. I don't know if they're gonna make it really big, if there's gonna be so many sets. The one thing I'm gonna be worried though is gonna be the prices, because nowadays, Lego sets are much more expensive than they used to be. You know, like, even small boxes can go for, like, 20 to 40 bucks. So, that's what I'm hoping for, is that the Bionicles won't be that expensive. They'll still be affordable. But other than that, yeah, I'm really excited to see how far they're gonna go with Bionicles, and I can't wait to see the comeback of them. And even, like, how they are right now, they do look really interesting. So there's gonna be that. And now it's time for one more question, so let's make this one count, peoples! I'm gonna go right here, so let's do this. And this will come from... Alex Ramirez. And he asks, which DreamWorks film is worse in your opinion, Shark Tale or Shrek 3? Honestly, that's a really good question, but I think I gotta go with Shrek 3, because here's the thing. With Shark Tale, yeah, that's a pretty bad movie. Like, it's one of the definitive bad Shark Tale, bad DreamWorks films. Like, it's an example of what, like, how you can take all the significant qualities that makes a DreamWorks film and you make it all go wrong. But with Shrek the Third, like, not only is it a bad film, but it was the demise of a franchise that is so beloved. Like, once upon a time, Shrek was one of the icons of non-Disney animation. And then when Shrek the Third was released, rather you like it or not, and rather, even if it was a major hit, no one ever talked about it since. Like, it practically disappeared. Like, nowadays, it is making a little bit of a comeback because of Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life. But, yeah, basically, like, this, like, even though Shrek Forever After was, like, the end of the Shrek franchise, this Shrek the Third practically killed it. Like, even, like, I can go on a little bit later about, like, you know, like why is it bad and all that stuff, but that could take a little bit of a while. But anyways, that'll be it for the Q&A and for this update vlog. So I just want to mention, thank you guys so much for watching. Keep your eyes out for more great videos to come, including the animation look back and my top 10 favorite films by Walt Disney Animation Studios. Thank you guys so much for the great 5 years. So here's to another great 5 years, and see you later, dudes.